Hello, beloved audience. I hope you guys all had fantastic holidays.
Yeah, we did.
It was certainly an experience. But
Yes.
if you can't tell, this is not Battlefield Earth.
Yeah, Frankie, you want to get into that?
Yeah, I'll be real with you. I'll be real with you guys. I mainly picked that to fuck with him, and I couldn't get through it. I tried like
I did.
I got like 20 minutes in, and I was like, nope, can't do it.
Good.
So if you want Anthony's quick opinion on Battlefield Earth, it's Gah!
Yeah. Gah!
I
The most horrendous piece of dog shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I couldn't get through
For nothing.
I couldn't get through it.
Nothing.
So we decided to do something a little different.
Where's the Tylenol?
Yeah, after that fever you watched that I couldn't finish. I could not do it.
You fuck.
But let's talk about the actual topic of today's podcast, shall we? I will go ahead and say right now, this is the first movie I remember actively following.
You couldn't escape this movie that summer.
Oh God, no! I remember before this I didn't actively follow movies. It's like, oh, movies out, okay, I'll go watch type. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But no, this one I followed the trailers. I read the magazines. I found out who the cast was. I bought toys. I played the tie-in video game. I was ready.
The thing about this, the advertisements were everywhere. You could not escape Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, or the Disney Channel without seeing Spider-Man.
I love how you just now announced what movie we're talking about.
Well, yeah.
So we're talking about Spider-Man, because of course we are.
It's Spider-Man!
Me personally, I found out about Spider-Man, not the movie, the character, from the 90s cartoon.
Yeah, same.
That was my big Spider-Man introduction, and from that day forward, he's been my favorite superhero. Marvel.
He's my
DC,
favorite Marvel.
Marvel DC is just my favorite superhero, and it's just something like there are some things in childhood you get attached to that you like lose interest in. For example, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I don't give a fuck about that franchise anymore.
I don't even think the owners give a fuck about that franchise.
Spider-Man is just one of those things that never leaves you, or at least never left me.
Yeah, no, same. And so much so, I actually read the old comics because fuck the new shit they're putting out. Fuck One More Day.
My friend Patrick knows all about that. But so yeah, my era of Spider-Man is really like we're talking strictly comic-wise. The initial like 300 run right around where Venom was introduced.
Well, in the 90s, symbiotes were the hottest thing.
Yeah, that's why Carnage exists.
Ugh.
We'll talk about Venom another day.
Yes.
We're not talking about Venom today.
No.
But oh man, dude, do you remember the teaser trailer for this movie?
The one with the Twin Towers?
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Oh.
Honest to God, if you just watched that trailer in a box without any knowledge of what it was, you would have no idea it was a Spider-Man trailer.
No, you had no idea until you saw that web, and it's like, oh my God, they're doing it.
It's fucking Spider-Man.
It's happening.
But yeah, no, I don't remember a comic book movie blowing up like this one ever did, at least at the time. Comic movies are everywhere now, right?
Well, I'd say Batman 89 definitely blew up.
Not to the extent of Spider-Man.
I don't know, man. Like, from what I understand, Batman 89 was everywhere. It was the hot shit.
Well, it's
of 89 and 90.
If I recall, this was the first movie to open at $100 million box office opening.
I think so. I mean, X-Men was popular, but that kind of faded away.
X-Men, yeah. But Spider-Man, I would argue, more so than X-Men or even Batman 89, really brought comic book movies out into the you have to be this level of entertaining now. You have to be here.
Well, let's be honest. Batman 89 started the comic book boom of the 90s. And then Batman and Robin killed it.
Spider-Man, X-Men sort of.
X-Men made people like, okay, we can make these legit films again.
And Spider-Man was literally like, oh, here are the 7 Dragon
We're
Balls.
here to stay. We're here to stay.
And they've kind of never left, for better or for worse.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man, this movie, follows the story of Peter Parker, shock of the century, played by Tobey Maguire. Actually, let me pull up the cast. This movie actually has a pretty solid cast,
and they will forever be known for these roles.
Yeah, I find it funny though that this movie's just called Spider-Man, not like the Amazing Spider-Man, the Spectacular Spider-Man, not Web of Spider-Man. It's just Spider-Man.
Yeah, right.
Which is fine. I mean, everyone knows him as Spider-Man. So Tobey Maguire, famously, that's probably his best-known role at this point.
I mean, yeah.
Tobey Maguire plays Peter Parker, Spider-Man.
I mean, honestly, no one knows him for anything other than Spider-Man.
You didn't.
Even though he's had a very good career.
Oh, come on, Anthony. You know how he did the dog and cats and dogs. Who are you kidding?
Do you actually remember that movie?
I owned the DVD when I was a child. I just remember there being a really cute puppy in it. That's all I remember. Willem Dafoe plays Norman Osborn. We'll get to that.
Dafoe.
We'll get to that later because, oh my god, he even looks like the Green Goblin. Kirsten Dunst plays Mary Jane. I like her in this movie, but I think she gets progressively more annoying as the series goes on.
She gets... Yeah.
We'll talk especially in Spider-Man 3, but we'll get there.
Well, to be fair, Spider-Man 3 actually tries doing something with her character, giving her... But then dropping it.
James Franco plays Harry Osborn.
Can we just say him and Willem Dafoe look like father and son?
I don't know if this is James Franco's best known role, because James Franco's in a lot of shit.
Maybe this might be it. Though he's not very popular anymore.
That's true. That's very true. You have Cliff Robertson as Ben Parker. I believe this is one of his last major roles before he passed.
Yeah, I don't think he really did anything other than these 3 films.
Oh my god, his middle name's Parker.
And
then Rosemary Harris plays Aunt May.
The definitive classic Aunt May.
And then you have...
Come See Me.
And then you have the only other major character, who is J.K. Simmons playing J. Jonah Jameson.
Perfect casting.
I mean, you have some others in there, like you have...
Elizabeth Banks
as Betty Brant. You have John Manganiello. I don't know how to say his name. He plays the Flash. Flash Thompson.
He plays the Flash. You know, it wouldn't shock me if Flash Thompson referred to himself as the Flash.
Yeah.
The Flash abides.
And then Bill Nunn plays Robbie Robertson. So
Radio Raheem.
And this is directed by Sam Raimi. So of course, Bruce Campbell has a cameo.
God bless him.
And then I think
Macho Man
Randy. I think it's Randy Savage.
Yeah, it's Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yep. So, pretty solid cast here, but I really do think Willem Dafoe steals the show. But we'll get.
Oh, absolutely, he does.
We will get there. So, the movie starts with actually I want to say an animated opening sequence.
Oh, it's CGI,
but it's pretty neat. It's blue. It's
very PlayStation.
Oh, it's extremely PlayStation. Good job, Sony. Show it off, your PlayStation and your movies.
Buy our PS2, kids.
So the movie starts with you hear this person narrating, and you can tell it's Peter Parker. And
so what do you think he's doing this narration? You think this is after Spider-Man 3?
He's talking to Tom Holland and telling him his life.
This takes place during probably the lab scene in No Way Home.
Exactly. That Toby's telling Andrew and Tom this right now. But what happened was, you find out that he missed the bus, so he's chasing the bus, and everyone
is just cruel to him,
including the bus
driver. Like, holy cow, this kid can't catch a break.
The only one who isn't is Mary Jane Watson, who says, "Let him on the bus." Now, you'll know this better than me. Did she go to high school with him in the comics?
I think she went to a high school dance with him.
I don't know that they were in the same.
I don't know. I haven't read much early Spider-Man. I read from the earliest issue I have is from the 70s.
Oh, also Peter Parker's a little bit older in this movie than normal because he's I think 17 in this, where he's usually 15.
Yeah,
because he's a senior. So they're on a field trip to Columbia University Genetics Lab, where
I don't think anything wrong can happen here.
no, definitely not. Where they're all there for a science trip or whatever, and you see this like limo, and you see Norman Osborn, Harry Osborn in there, and Harry's like, "Dad, just drive around. I don't want the kids to see how rich I am." And
for the record, it's more like a Rolls Royce.
And they have this like exchange, and you can tell there's some tension there, but
there's tension, but I don't know. Should I say this for later or just address it now?
Save it.
Okay.
Save it. So Harry gets out of the car, and then Norman comes out because Harry forgot something. Peter, this is the first time Peter's meeting his best friend's father.
So weird. I mean, but then again, Norman's like a business man, so.
And they're talking, and you can clearly tell already that Norman is treating Peter better than he treats Harry.
Oh yeah, because he's like, "Oh, you're a scientist," was. So Norman says the thing that everyone knows.
I'm something of a scientist
myself. 90% of Willem Dafoe in this movie is just memes at this point.
So they go in to this laboratory, and this woman's giving them all the info about all the spiders there, and she shut the fuck up.
Look at my spiders.
She foreshadows spider sense, and we'll get to that later.
I'm breeding a master race of spiders.
So Flash and his friends start bullying Peter.
They're messing up his photos.
Yeah, and Harry.
Like, what do you have to gain from this?
Well, they're typical '90s bullies. Like, give me your lunch money, kid. Like that sort of thing.
Like one has frosted tips. It's kind of hilarious.
The contrast between this Flash Thompson and the MCU Flash Thompson is just wow.
Yeah, this Flash Thompson would beat the shit out of current Flash Thompson.
Well, this Flash Thompson was supposed to be Deathstroke, but that didn't happen.
Missed opportunity, honestly.
But Harry gets pulled away for trying to talk to MJ, and Peter asks MJ to stay behind and take pictures of her for school paper.
See a need, fill a need.
And she was like, "Yeah, sure." She's not being a bitch to him or anything.
No.
And she walks away, and when he says thank you, Spider comes and bites him.
In the most convenient color scheme of a spider, too.
Yeah, which Mary Jane did mention to the scientist that one of the spiders was missing. And it's now bitten Peter Parker. And you see after he walks away, it says new species on the wall, on the screen. So
why are you modifying spiders?
I don't know.
Like what research is this? Who wants this?
So Peter comes home and he feels like garbage. He has this weird like white thing on his hand. Did you notice that?
I think that's a spider bite.
Yeah, it looks like pussy. It's
it looks infected, man. You should have gone to the hospital.
Honestly,
that's just gonna get amputated.
But he comes home and he passes out. So we go
and
back.
he looks like garbage.
So we cut to.
So okay, here's the thing. He takes off his shirt because he's like probably sweating profusely.
Yes.
Do you think that's CGI or was McGuire? Did they shoot this and McGuire was just that skinny at the time?
Oh, I don't know.
Because in the next scene we see him and he's bulked up.
Oh, don't worry. We will get there. Don't you worry. We will get there. So we cut to Oscorp, who's been trying to make a deal with a military organization, Quest, for these performance enhancers.
No, it's not Quest. Quest is the people that they're going to give the funding to.
That's what I meant to say.
Oh, okay. This general's an asshole. He hates Norman for no reason.
I never supported your program.
Okay, but why? Why does this guy hate Norman? As far as we can see, Oscorp is a very successful company, so obviously they've always delivered.
So the scientist, Dr. Strum, says that he doesn't think the performance enhancers are ready.
fucking puss. Never mind. Not
So,
saying that. Disregard.
Norman.
I apologize.
So the guy says that you have a few weeks, like what was it, 2 weeks to change my
Why
mind.
would this guy say that? This is a very important, I'm guessing, walkthrough. Why would you do that?
So Norman's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna try it myself.
Oh, dude, when he says we're gonna take it back to formula, Norman is pissed.
So he just takes the formula himself. Yeah.
Time for some hammy acting.
He kills poor Dr. Strum.
Poor Strom had it coming.
Yeah. We'll get to that. We'll get to the effects of that later. So Peter wakes up completely fine.
I do like how both the Goblin and Spider-Man are created in the same day.
Like right around like almost within a couple hours.
Yeah.
So Peter wakes up and he is just like, whoa, I'm made of awesome. Look at me.
Dude, like, is this the most jacked he is throughout the entire series?
It's the only time you see him without a shirt on.
Yeah, I think so.
It's kind of like how Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat 1 to Annihilation, he starts wearing more shirts because he's less jacked.
Yeah, right?
So, we'll talk about that fucking movie someday, I'm sure. But
oh yeah,
and he can see without his glasses. In fact, his glasses are making his vision worse. So, what happened?
So there's a weird thing. Like he can literally see directly into Mary Jane's window. You think he's been peeping Tommy?
Yes.
Oh, he had to have.
Yeah. What?
Like it is a straight shot into it, and she doesn't even keep her blinds closed.
You didn't notice the tissue box next to his bed?
Oh God! Please tell me you're joking. Like, is that legit there?
I don't know. I'm fucking with you.
I now need to see if there's a tissue box.
So.
Oh God!
He just jumps down the stairs, and they're like,
he runs on the wall.
He parkours that shit, and they're like,
he does. He parkours before parkour was a thing.
And Ant-Man, Uncle Ben are like, what?
Pumpkin what? What? You never did this.
And he's like, I'm better now. I'll see you later. He just fucks off.
Whatever. Teenagers. I'm gonna eat my breakfast sausage.
So he hears MJ being. I don't know if she's being physically abused.
I think it's more verbal abuse.
But she is definitely being verbally abused by her father.
Oh, absolutely.
And Peter, despite his new abilities, he's still very much shy.
He has no confidence.
So he's talking to her, but she can't hear him because he's really talking to himself. She gets on the bus.
He's a nerd.
And because he's so because he wants to hit that, so he's not paying attention to the bus, and because she gets in the car and drives away, and then the bus passes. He's like, oh fuck! So he tries chasing it, and he's going a lot faster than.
I'm sorry. What bus driver would just drive past the kids?
Bus drivers in New York City who laugh at kids for missing the bus.
Seriously, this guy would be fired.
So he tries to smack the bus, and the sign on the bus sticks to his hand, and he's like,
"The fuck."
Yeah, it's certainly a thing. So he's at lunch, and he's eating, and Mary Jane trips on a spill, and boom, he just catches the food like nothing.
Do you know that wasn't computer effects or wires? They literally did that.
That's impressive.
Yeah, after like a bunch 90 takes.
And she's like, "Hey, I never noticed you without." So, like, you could tell she's becoming more attracted to him now, and just by looking at his eyes for once, and he does not know what to say.
He just gives this creepy smile,
and she's like, "Bye,
freak."
And then all of a sudden, this is something that a lot of Spider-Man purists hate.
I don't care,
and I've got a mixed response to it. Anthony, I think you know exactly what I'm talking about. He shoots a web organically.
Yeah.
Which is something Spider-Man can't do.
No. But I mean,
but what he ends up doing is webbing his lunch tray and flinging it on.
No, it wasn't his. It was someone else's. Literally, the table directly across from him.
Oh, that's right. Flings it onto Flash Thompson. and he's dragging it along the floor on a web line. How this whole fucking
Cafeteria doesn't even see that happen.
doesn't figure out he's Spider-Man later on is beyond me.
Well, how did no one see him shoot the web?
Well, even if they didn't see him shoot the web, they see the web dragging from his arm. So, like, huh?
You know, there's probably some asshole that's like, wait a minute. That's like that guy in high school. I am so putting this on my message board.
So, Flash tries to fight Peter. And Peter fucking has Ultra Instinct all of a sudden. And
dun, dun, dun.
And he makes Flash look like such a
go.
Like he pulverizes this poor guy.
Internet, can someone put the Ultra Instinct theme to this fight scene, please?
Oh my god.
Please, someone do that.
And it's not just like his friend tries, and Peter just flips. And again, how does nobody figure out in this school that he's Spider-Man?
I'm telling you, there's some like greasy weirdo that's posting on message boards that Peter Parker's Spider-Man. No one's taking him seriously.
So Peter, after he just makes Flash look like a fucking pathetic loser, he just fucks off.
But it's okay, because apparently today's Flash's birthday, and he gets a new car by the end of today.
Yeah.
So it's still a good day for Flash.
So Peter starts testing out his powers. He climbs up a wall, and nobody sees him do it.
Dude, how mind-blowing was it to see? The trailers advertised the hell out of him climbing that wall.
Dude, seeing it on the movie screen was something else.
It really was. Yes, the CGI looks PlayStation and the PlayStation 1 era, but god damn, this was awesome back then.
Oh yeah, and like he's hopping along buildings and he tries to web. And
but what I really like about this that not many Spider-Man do, I mean, the Amazing Spider-Man did try to do it. He's enjoying these new powers. He's having the time of his life discovering them.
Yeah, the thing about that, we don't know how Tom's reaction was to him.
That's true, we don't.
By the time he's in the MCU, he's already Spider-Man.
Well, sort of.
He at least has his powers.
Yeah.
So he comes home, takes the trash out, and hears more fighting between Mary Jane's family, and Mary Jane just walks out. And Peter finally talks to her. And you can already see the chemistry between the two of them.
Yep.
Like, she says something along the lines of, he's being very open and honest and heartfelt toward her.
Yeah.
And you can tell she's not used to that.
Probably not.
And she's like...
I mean, honestly, her dad treats her like shit, and probably most guys just see her because she's hot.
Exactly, whereas Peter's talking to her like
he sees her like a genuine person.
And she says to him, "You're taller than you look."
Oh, that dialogue's so bad. It's kind of bad.
That's... Anakin, you're breaking my heart, is what it feels like.
Kind of.
This came out the same year as Attack of the Clones, too.
Oh, yeah, it did. Anywho.
You could tell she's like really enjoying herself. If Flash shows up, she dips.
Kid gets his ass kicked in school, gets rewarded with a new BMW.
Yeah, fucking douchebag.
Fucking 1%ers.
So Pete is like, okay, I'm gonna get me a car. And he finds this...
Look at these prices for these cars! In what world now?
Yeah, you can tell when this movie came out.
In what world? Like, the prices on some of those cars are like, that's my car payment. Now.
And so he starts drawing designs for a costume because he found a wrestling match. 3 minutes, $3,000. And he draws the general Spider-Man design. The suit he makes, on the other hand.
Ooh. Leaves some desired.
So Uncle Ben and Aunt May start talking because they can tell something's up with Pete, but he doesn't want to talk about it. So he tells them, he lies to them and says, I'm going to the library. And he's like, I'll drive you. And Pete's like, no, I'll take the train. And Uncle Ben insists.
Had to be pushy. Boundaries.
Yeah, but I don't think Pete's response was actually justified.
No. I'm talking about he had to push it. He would never have left that house Had he just like, all right, leave well enough alone.
Yeah, but so Uncle Ben tries talking to him. And he's not antagonizing him. He's not being mean to him. He's not yelling at him. Like, he's not scolding the guy. He's
Yeah,
not
but Peter's acting kind of like how a teenager would act.
like Uncle Ben says to him, "Look, this guy Flash Thompson probably deserves what happened."
But just because you can beat someone up doesn't mean you should.
With great
and I
power,
think a lot of more people need to realize that in life. Just because you can do something to someone doesn't mean you should.
with great power comes great responsibility. Peter takes this the wrong way, and I mean the wrong way. And he just
again, he's a teenager. Let's be honest. Did you act most level-headed as a teenager?
No, but I also didn't have super spider power, so I don't know what that's either.
True.
And Uncle Ben's like, I know I'm not your father. Peter's like, stop pretending to be. That's fucked up.
Because let's be honest, Uncle Ben is his father.
I'm going to say this before what happens. Of the two on-screen Uncle Bens, this guy's Uncle Ben to me. Sorry, Martin Sheen.
Martin Sheen did a fine job.
I think this guy is the embodiment.
I think that just sums up the downfall of the Amazing Spider-Man movies. The actors are good,
but I think this guy is really
well. Yeah, that's why I said Rosemary Harris is definitive Aunt May.
And we don't have an MCU Uncle Ben for some reason, so
yeah, I'm sorry, you freaks that are like Aunt May's so hot now.
She is.
I mean, it's Marissa Tomei. Marissa Tomei is gorgeous, but sorry, she's not Aunt May.
Well, Aunt May is also not supposed to be this fucking 10 out of 10 model, so there's that.
Yeah, right.
But anywho, so Peter signs up for this wrestling competition where you see these people just getting laid out.
Well, they are in the ring when Macho Man Randy Savage. Damn, we need Kevin here to describe how much of a wrestler Macho Man Randy Savage was.
Kevin or Joey, yeah.
Yeah, one of the boys.
Shout out to the Bucktooth Gremlins. Anyway. And they're like making fun of Peter because they're like, you're small, don't do this. He's like, bet me, I bet. So Bruce Campbell is the announcer. And he goes up to the Peter part. He goes up to Peter's like, what's your name, kid? My name is the Human Spider.
What?
It's the best you got?
Oh, God, that sucks.
And I love this line. The terrifying, the deadly, the amazing Spider-Man. So much better than Human Spider. I don't care what.
Well, duh. Anything's like, better than the Human Spider.
And Peter doesn't want to go out.
No, you got my name wrong.
Get out there, you moron.
Get out there, you moron. You can't say that. That's so offensive.
So Peter gets in the ring, and it's a cage match. And he's like,
wait a minute.
And Peter clearly isn't adjusted to his powers yet because Macho Man is fucking him up.
Well, it's Macho Man Randy Savage. He will make you step into a Slim Jim.
And Peter gets... I love this line so much. This is like one of the only Spider-Man-ish lines he has for a while. That's a cute outfit. Did your husband give it to you?
Step into a Slim Jim!
But eventually, Peter does overpower him. Like,
oh shit, I'm getting my shit wrecked!
And like...
Ever notice how Macho Man Randy Savage and Mr. T kind of sound the same?
What if they're the same person?
Well, that'll explain why they're awesome. They're both awesome, but I mean, I think they're two separate people.
Now they're all applauding for Peter, and Peter's all like, this is new. I like this.
Now, this doesn't add up.
I got to comment on something before we move on.
Oh, okay, yeah.
His costume here is fucking terrible.
Well, yeah, it doesn't. It's so obviously Peter.
It doesn't even remotely resemble the suit he drew.
It does not. Like,
what were you gonna say?
Well, the scene that's coming up right after he wins doesn't really add up.
Oh, it's so fucking stupid. So he's going to get his money, and the guy gives him $100, and Peter's like, the ad said 3,000, and the guy's like, yeah, for 3 minutes you pinned him in 2.
For that, I'll give you 100. That math doesn't add up.
No, he beat him because he beat him quicker. You give him less money.
Then you give him 2,000. If it's 2 minutes, then 2,000.
Or you could just give him the 3,000 because.
Or, well, yeah, I'd definitely do that, but if you're going by that logic, you beat him in 2, so you get 2,000 now.
I think the logic was supposed to be Bonesaw wasn't supposed to lose.
Yeah, that's 100% it.
But Peter's basically like, okay, go fuck yourself. And the guy gets robbed. And Peter lets him go.
I missed the part where that's my problem.
And you know what's
I got my $100.
And you know what? The guy's like, fuck you too. And just.
No, but here's the thing. The guy's like, you could have taken him apart. Now he's going to get away with my money.
Missed the part where that's my problem.
Like, he's still thinking about himself. Like, no. Piece of shit.
Right after that, Peter's whole world turned upside down.
Boom, boom.
Uncle Ben has been shot.
Oh, no.
Who didn't see this coming? That said, holy crap, do you feel for Peter Parker?
Oh, yeah.
So he's all like...
I mean, it's very realistic. Because you see Uncle Ben's tearing up. He's got, like, the shakes. He's sweating.
Mm-hmm.
It's very well acted.
And Peter...
Then again, I've never met anyone that's shot, so I don't know if that's the appropriate how someone reacts to being shot.
Peter is now seeing red.
Yeah, that's the right thing to say.
Because he took Uncle Ben's car. Peter finds the guy. And it's like a scene out of a horror movie. Except Peter Parker's the killer. And
yeah, we get to see him hanging upside down.
Dude, he fucks this poor guy's world up.
Oh, yeah.
And Peter gets him into the light, sees his face. The guy he let go.
Oh, the irony.
So, the guy tries to shoot Peter. Peter breaks his wrist. And the guy falls out a window. Bye!
So is that technically murder or no?
Self-defense. Peter didn't technically kill him. Peter didn't push him out the window.
True.
So, he's not really Spider-Man yet. But he leaves.
And goes to the Chrysler League.
Yep. And
can I just say I don't know if this was all shot in New York, but you do feel like it's New York.
That's the thing about this movie is it feels authentic. MCU.
That's what I'd say about this entire trilogy. It does feel authentic.
MCU Spider-Man, as much as I enjoy those movies, that does not feel like New York.
It doesn't, and neither does Amazing Spider-Man.
No, this is the only one that, not just based on location, but the way the people act, the way the people talk. Me and Anthony are both from New York, so we know what we're looking for. And
yeah,
this feels the most like New York to me.
Yeah, absolutely. This screams early 2000s New York. This entire trilogy, like this is a perfect time capsule.
So Peter comes home,
especially this one.
Peter goes home. And you could presume tells Aunt May what happened.
No, I'm sure she got a call from the police or saw the news.
So next,
she's already in tears by the time because she's waiting up and is already in tears by the time he walks through that door.
Mm-hmm.
So she already knew what happened.
Peter graduates high school. Peter, MJ, and Harry, and MJ and Flash break up.
Yeah, very sudden. Like, okay, I mean, yeah, Flash is an asshole, but. It took you till graduation to do this?
So, Norman comforts Peter about the death of his uncle. But I think...
And Harry's all jealous.
Yeah, but I think beforehand, I think I missed this. I forgot where it was in the movie. Norman wakes up in his mansion. Has no recollection of what happened when he took the serum.
Yeah, after Peter misses the bus.
We'll get to that whole dynamic later, but Norman has no idea what happened.
No.
And he's like, Dr. Strum's been murdered, blah, blah, blah.
And the flight suit and their glider they've been working on at Oscorp has been stolen.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so...
You okay there?
Yeah, I think I had a half stroke. Too much spider power.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so...
There he goes again.
Yep. Peter... Am I still here?
Yeah.
Excellent. So, Peter and Aunt May talk. Peter... feels guilty about what happened because I hate to say it, it's kind of his fault.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, Uncle Ben should just let the kid take the bus. It's like, you know what, give the kid some space. He's got stuff going on. No, I had to push it. I had to get too involved.
But Peter...
I'm saying that whole thing could involve he just waited for Peter to come home and have a talk, instead of trying to do it in the car.
So Aunt May does comfort him and says, look, people say things, but you loved him, he loved you, and that's all that matters.
Oh, there
And then that happens. And then that happens.
Yep. Anyway, Peter gets the good spider suit.
Yeah. Oh, but before that, the Quest Aerospace people are killed by something.
It looks like the Green Power Ranger.
I hate you so much. But Peter and Harry move into the city. And now you start hearing about this superhero, Spider-Man.
And see, this is what we were talking about, why it feels like, you got these people... You get the people disgusting Spider-Man.
And, yep, he finally has the actual Spider-Man suit.
But he stinks, and I don't like him.
Oh, the way that people are talking about Spider-Man is so New York.
No, it absolutely is.
And, yeah, Peter finally gets a spider suit. And it is...
By the way, Xena Warrior Princess does a cameo.
How do I put this? This is probably my most nostalgic Spider-Man suit.
Oh, absolutely.
Even though I watched the show.
The cartoon's different than seeing it in live action.
This movie, before I go any further, this is the thing that really stamped the I'm a Spider-Man fan for me. I mean, I loved the cartoon, but this really hit it home. So then we see J. Jonah Jameson.
Oh my god.
What? What'd you say?
I said, oh my god, he looks like the comic. Oh my god, he looks like J. Jonah Jameson.
He really does look like J. Jonah Jameson. He's... J.K. Simmons is
it's
so
perfect.
Good. He's so good.
It's legit. You want a definition of perfect? J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson.
So Pete sees an ad for pictures of Spider-Man. Brings them to JJ.
Well, what's funny is, okay, so it's a scene where they're at their apartment and Norman's there. And I just like when Harry suggests Norman help Peter find a job. You can see how happy Norman would be to do it. But then also respects Peter for wanting to go on his own. And you just see Harry just going, meh.
Yeah, he does.
Why don't you love me like that, Daddy?
Yeah, so he brings the pictures to JJ. JJ's like, they're crap. They're crap. Crap. Mega crap.
Such a Jonah move.
Give you $200 for all of them.
That seems low.
Take them somewhere else then. You can tell J. Jonah doesn't want to admit they're, but he knows they.
Oh, absolutely. He doesn't want to admit it.
He's just like,
because honestly, he's being a businessman. This isn't an on-staff photographer, so he has to buy them. So he's like, okay, I gotta at least try to lowball this.
I never said you had a job. Meat. Nice box of Christmas meat.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Over 20 years. What does that mean? Who gives people Christmas meat? What is Christmas meat?
Norman's in a board meeting. Oh, we missed something.
I spent years trying to figure out what does that mean, Christmas meat.
So Peter, a little bit ago, runs into MJ in the city.
Trying to get the famous Moondance Diner.
They're reconnecting, and Pete finds out that Harry's dating her and didn't tell him.
Dick move, Harry.
Didn't tell him. Peter plays it off because he's not going to throw Harry under the bus.
Yeah.
But he's pissed.
I'm sorry, but that bothers the fuck out of me. If you know your best friend's desperately in love with a girl, you don't go after them. I'm sorry. You put your feelings on hold, or you at least talk to your buddy about that.
That's going to be relevant later. And
it's definitely going to be relevant, and it's going to tie into overall themes of these films.
So Norman is in a board meeting, and they straight up say to him, we're selling the company.
Why?
Someone made them an offer. I forgot what they said.
I mean, yeah, it's a classic Wall Street maneuver. You sell while your stock's high to get more money, but
I started this company.
Oh, this is the best line.
Do you know how much I sacrificed?
Oh, Jesus, Norman.
It was so good. And they're like, and you're there. He's like, you're out, Norman. Norman's like, am I?
Again, I don't understand. I do understand it, but I'm like, obviously, you guys are doing well, and you could probably do even better. So why don't you hold off on selling the company?
So
make even more money.
There's an event going on. I forgot what they call it. There's an event.
This is where the film gets dated.
Yeah, I forgot what this event is.
It's just like this Oscorp thing, and who's the singer?
Oh God,
Marcy something. She had like one song, and it's like, oh, this is so dated.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't even remember the song, but I remember it was like it was like a one-hit wonder.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean it's not important. It's just like
She has a song on the 8 Mile sound. Actually,
why?
I don't know, but she has a song on the 8 Mile sound.
Because 2000s.
Essentially, is. This is gonna bug the shit out of me.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, Macy Gray. Her name's Macy Gray.
Had one song.
Yep.
So and she's completely dated this film.
Harry's with MJ. Pete's taking pictures, and you can see he's annoyed. He's like,
okay. The fuck, bro?
He wants to punch him, but he's not gonna.
He's like, bro.
And
okay, how high up are they?
High enough.
And yet Harry can see Peter from down there. I get Peter. He's looking at through the lens of the camera. Then and I'm guessing the spider powers must help his vision.
Yeah,
but how the hell does Harry see Peter from down there?
Harry doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
Does he?
Yeah, he's like he looks down and it cuts to Peter. He's like, MJ, I left my drink inside. Why don't we go inside?"
Oh, that's right. Harry talks to the board members because they're there. And he's like, hey,
I just want to point out the one guy in the wheelchair looks very oddly like Patrick Stewart in X-Men.
It's funny you say that. Hugh Jackman was supposed to have a cameo as Wolverine movie.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm dead serious.
Where would you put him?
I don't know.
What, does Peter just walk into a building like, hey, I need some help. Go fuck, and Wolverine's like, go fuck yourself.
Oh, God. First Class, really?
It is the best X-Men movie.
And then you see the Green Goblin.
It's the Green Power Ranger!
And he just starts killing people.
For real?
And Peter's like, nope. And this is the first time in the movie you see Spider-Man struggle.
Do you think Goblin has the highest body count in the Spider-Man movies?
Yeah. Yeah, he does. I wouldn't call it a one-sided fight. It's pretty even between the two of them.
Yeah.
But Peter does drive him off after punching into his glider. But
yeah. Spider-Man! So cheesy.
So 90s. It's so good. Peter saves Mary Jane, who is immediately enamored with him.
Yeah, so enamored with him, he becomes stiff like a mannequin when swinging.
Yes.
Because they wouldn't do that.
Why isn't her hair blowing with the wind?
Why is Spider-Man moving?
Because, Anthony. Because Spider-Man has rock powers.
He's gone through rigor mortis.
Yes. So he drops her on. He just leaves her on top of a building. He just leaves her.
By the way, he doesn't even hide his voice when he says, "You know who I am." Like she should have been instant. Like Peter. Whoops, gotta go.
I don't know anyone named Peter. My name's Spider-Man. Bye.
Peter, no, Harry. What?
And Harry's on the phone with her. And all she's talking about is Spider-Man.
Look at the tiny ass cell phone Harry has. If the 90s cell phones were big and bulky, the early 2000s were tiny and minuscule.
So, Peter and Harry talk, and Harry was like, "What was that thing?" Peter's like, "Whatever it is, someone's got to stop it." Meaning, he's talking about himself. Who else? Who else could do it?
Batman.
Different universe. God damn it.
Galactus? The Submariner.
I was just about to say that.
The Mighty Thor.
Are you on your mind? Don't answer that.
Are they going to surf the web next?
Oh my God. Why are we talking about that? He's not even in this movie. He's mentioned.
Yeah, he is. Eddie Brock is mentioned.
It's retcon later because they pretend like they don't know.
I know, right? But how hype was that? They're like, oh my god, they mentioned Eddie, they're gonna do Eddie Brock!
So, Norman's in his house. And this is where you find out Norman's
Cuckoo bananas?
multiple personality disorder. Because Norman
Get used to that in the Spider-Man movies.
Norman Osborn himself isn't really a bad person. He
may do shady things.
But I think the new game illustrates this very well, is that he actually has a underneath his actions.
Yes, and I think that any good version of Norman Osborn is they make him likable and he's a good person that just does shady things. It's so easy to make him an asshole, like in Spectacular Spider-Man or anything else.
Yeah.
Sorry, not Spectacular Spider-Man is the one that I can think of off the top of my head.
I don't remember how he was in the 90s show.
No, the 90s show he was fine. I mean, he was shady business deal. I mean, he was in league with the Kingpin and whatnot. But he did it all for his son and for his legacy. Like,
at least in that show, he doesn't turn his son into a fucking rage monster. But
yeah,
that's for another day. Anyway, what was I going to say?
It's the mirror scene.
Yeah, so you find out that the Green Goblin isn't actually Norman necessarily. It's more like a split personality.
Yeah, well, that's how it usually is.
And they're trying to figure out how to get to Spider-Man. And he attacks J. Jonah Jameson.
And again, another pivotal scene it's perfect representation of the character.
J. Jonah Jameson will not give away who gives the pictures.
Because Jonah's a dick, but he does care about Peter.
He's not going to let.
And he cares about his employees.
Yeah,
which is what I don't feel MCU gets Jameson at all.
Yeah, in the one movie he's in, really.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. Like, no, that Jameson would fucking sell anyone out.
Yeah, he would. And
I would believe that Jameson is responsible for the creation of Scorpion, but
Jameson is saved by Spider-Man, who is
this Jameson. This Jameson he's a crotchety old man with a heart of gold.
So he knocks Spider-Man unconscious with some gas, and he tries to make a truce with him because his idea is he wants Spider-Man to join him.
Yes.
And he's like, we can either work together or we can just kill each other.
Or we'll just kill each other.
I'm gonna win, but we can just kill each other.
I don't even think he thinks he can win. He's just like, listen, like, here's what's gonna happen.
And I quote, I could squash you like a bug.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, because he's pretty much dealing with the gas, so he's pretty much just like paralyzed. So yeah, at that point, Goblin could literally just finish this whole thing right now.
There is now a manhunt for Spider-Man, and there's a burning building. Spider-Man comes in, he saves the people, and he hears somebody else in there. Well, he saves a baby specifically.
Yeah,
and he tells the cops like, you're under arrest. There's someone screaming in there, and he's like, I'm going back. And the cop's like, I'll be here when you get back. And Spider-Man's like,
I'm not coming back.
And the cop's like, go! The cop knows. Like, only Spider-Man can save whoever's in there.
Yeah, go!
And it's not a woman at all. It's the Goblin.
What about my generous proposal?
They fight. Spider-Man gets his arm cut. Peter, again, drives him or kicks him away long enough to get out of there.
Yeah.
And Norman's like, no one says no to me! And then, like, it has this weird, like, fire transitional scene to where, like, it burns, but then it's Norman sweaty, so you can tell that just happened.
Yeah.
So it's Thanksgiving, and they're having Thanksgiving at Pete and Harry's apartment.
And they're going to do things properly.
Aunt May's there.
Mary Jane's there.
Harry's there. And Peter's not there yet. Because, of course, he's not, because it's Peter Parker.
Yeah.
They are asking where Peter is, and he's like, he's on his way. And then they hear a clunk up in the...
Dude, hold on for a second. One thing I noticed while watching it this time, Norman is giving Mary Jane, the ooh, look.
Well, wouldn't you?
I mean, yeah, but the homie ain't being subtle about it.
Not even a little. Oh, man.
It's ooey.
It's a little gross.
You know? It's ooey.
So Peter gets home, and right before people walk in, because he's still in his costume, he jumps on the ceiling. No one thinks to look up there.
Who's? Let's check the ceiling.
I don't know. No one thinks to look up, but all right, whatever.
Why would they look up?
Don't worry about that.
Canaries aren't blue.
Bicycle. It's bicycle, America. God damn it! Why? God damn it!
He isn't going to town. He wasn't. He's gonna stay at home. Stay home and cook for Spider-Man.
So Peter's on the ceiling. Everyone leaves. Blood drips from his arm.
How the hell does Norman hear that? It's like no one would hear a blood drop.
Has to be enhanced senses from the serum.
Gotta be.
And Norman's like, okay, someone's here. And
there, he looked up.
He did. So Peter hides under the balcony. I don't know how he gets down and changes without anybody seeing him, but all right.
I don't know how he got to the balcony that fast.
Well, he's Spider-Man. I know, look, guys, before anyone comments, I know we technically already reviewed this movie, and season 1 is Grease 2, but we're doing it again.
God damn it! Peter Parker's the cool... Yeah, he's the cool writer!
So Pete comes in, and he makes up some excuse by getting cranberry sauce.
I had to go save my high school's luau.
Yes. And they notice, or Aunt May notices his arm's bleeding, and he says, yeah, I got hit by a bike mess. Norman immediately figures it out. Immediately.
Gotta go.
Yeah, and he just dips. And then Norman is so harsh to Harry about MJ.
For why?
I want to say that was the Goblin.
It might have been where he was like, I just need an excuse to get out of here.
So I think that might have been the Green Goblin. Or,
yeah.
No. Norman was starting to be conflicted because he really likes Peter, but the Goblin wants to kill Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So there's internal conflict going on. So
Norman ain't even in the right headspace anymore. He can't even put up a front.
So he just dips. And MJ's like, yeah, you're not going to defend me? Suck my dick. And just leaves. And Harry fucking screams at her. And Thanksgiving is ruined. Thanks. The Osborn.
Do you think Aunt May and Harry and Peter just sat awkwardly at the Thanksgiving table?
So, yes.
Pass the stuffing.
Norman starts talking to Goblin, and Goblin's
this is my favorite scene because it's just so stupid. It's so hilarious.
First, we attack his home.
No, I just love Norman crawling to the mask, and it's just like, your dirty little kitty, aren't you? Norman.
That's exactly what happens. It's exactly how it happens.
No one could have kept a straight face filming that.
Aunt May is praying.
What must I do?
Aunt May
is like a praying. Fucking cat.
And Goblin just blows up her fucking house.
Oh, God. Finish it! Finish! And,
like, did
Mamma mia, let me go. Beelzebub has a devil put aside for me. Finish it! Finish it!
Did he physically injure her or just gave her a fucking anxiety attack?
I think he gave her a fucking anxiety attack.
So Peter goes there and he's like, he knows who I am.
Oh, shit.
So MJ comes. I missed something important.
Well, you missed the rain scene.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about.
Oh, God.
Okay, back up.
You missed the scene the other scene they advertised the hell out of. The scene that everyone was talking about. So
this is after he saves her the first time, and then before the Thanksgiving scene. So it's raining, and MJ's walking home. Actually, Peter had ran into her, and she invited him to go get dinner with her and Harry, and he was like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm good."
Nah.
And she gets jumped, and he comes in. He doesn't even put his mask on, which I find weird.
No, well, he rushed that shit because he saw those guys like, oh shit,
and he fucking destroyed
the piss out of them.
So she's like, hey, and he runs away to put his mask on. And he comes down and he's like, you have a knack for getting in trouble.
I think I have a superhero stalker. Ugh. That is a terrible line.
And she kisses him. And I want to say this is Peter Parker's first kiss. I could be wrong.
I think it probably is.
But so back to where we were. She's talking about how she doesn't love Harry anymore. She's in love with someone else. And he's like, huh?
Ugh.
And she's like, he saved my life twice. He never even seen his face. And he's like,
Oh,
that guy. So I'm sure in Peter's head, she's like, haha, you love. But he can't tell her that.
Oh no! In Peter's head, he's like, "Bam, ticka, bam, da 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 da, ha 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 ha."
He pours his heart out to her in a very Peter Parker way.
Yeah,
and you can see like she's about to cry.
Yeah,
and Harry shows up
in a turtleneck. No wonder MJ was leaving him for Spider-Man.
So Harry goes to his house and he starts confiding in Norman. And Harry kind of fucks up indirectly. He tells Norman that Peter is in love with Jane. And now the Green Goblin knows that.
Dun dun dun.
So Aunt May saw the whole interaction with Peter and MJ.
Oh yeah, she's a sneak.
And Peter and her have a conversation. And Aunt May says something that kind of triggers Peter. And she's like, can't you just tell MJ how you feel? Everybody
knows.
And he's like, oh, fuck.
Oh, shit.
So he tries calling MJ.
Like, if there was ever 2 moments of someone just going, oh, shit, from a look, it's Peter Parker and the Eye of Sauron when Frodo puts the ring on in the Crack of Doom.
Honestly, yeah.
I've never seen the perfect expression of, oh, shit.
So when he calls MJ, Green Goblin picks up and says, can Spider-Man come out to play?
And it's on.
Oh, this scene is intense.
Yeah, like, you remember being in the theater? I was on the edge of my seat.
He's got a trolley full of children, and he's got Mary Jane in the other hand.
Time to choose.
We are who we choose to be. Now choose! And he just drops a bomb.
Superman!
Oh, God. And Spider-Man does save them both with the help of New York City.
Because this was after 9/11. We were all pretty much New York strong.
Oh, yeah. All of New York starts throwing shit at Green Goblin. It's incredible.
You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us.
Oh, man.
Until the next film, we all just hate on Spider-Man.
Yes. Then we have the final battle, which...
It's brutal.
Fuck. Peter gets a pumpkin bomb to the face.
Yeah.
And then he just starts getting railed on. Like,
Goblin, he can't even catch his breath.
The Goblin is just pulverizing him.
Oh, yeah.
Now, serious question. Where did he get that fucking trident?
Thank you, right?
Where did that come from?
I have no idea.
Oh my god. He just pulls it out of his ass.
It comes out of nowhere. I mean, if you just had a quick scene where he just grabs it out of the glider.
But then Goblin, if he had just kept his mouth shut, would have won.
Bag! Gotta gloat.
Now that you really pissed me off, I'm gonna finish her. Nice and slow.
Oh no, you didn't.
And then Peter completely
wrecks him. Drops a brick wall on him.
Like, he pulverizes this guy. And I guess Norman took over, or the Goblin's faking. I still haven't figured this part out. And
right?
Like, is this Goblin playing him, or did Norman actually come back for the split second? I don't know. But he figures, Norman reveals himself, and Peter's like...
I mean, on one hand, I feel like it's Norman, especially when he's like, the Goblin could have... I didn't do that!
But then, he hits the switch on his wrist.
That's true, so it's like... It's probably the Goblin faking it.
But Norman's trying to rationalize it, and Peter's like,
because I feel like by this point it's more Goblin than it is Norman at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Norman says, "I'm like a father to you. Be a son to me now. I had a father. His name was Ben Parker."
Godspeed, Spider-Man.
And then right out of the death of Gwen Stacy, Spider-Man dodges the glider and boom.
If I could get that on a t-shirt, I would. Godspeed, Spider-Man.
And Norman dies.
Don't tell Harry. Ugh. No, I love the... Oh.
Peter...
You think that's what happened when he came back at There's No Way Home?
Oh.
I can't believe it. I'm me again. This is a sign. I'm not going to blow this second chance. I'm going to I was going to get all the military contracts and finally get the cure for cancer. Oh.
Oh no. So Peter, God damn it.
The cure for... I'm going to solve the cure for... Oh.
God. So Peter brings Norman home. Harry sees Spider-Man drop off. Norman!
So, why did he say, oh, so yeah, your dad was on the bridge and the Goblin, I couldn't save him. My hands are clean in this. Don't spend the next 7 years trying to avenge him.
Because his mask was ripped, and if he got any closer, he'd figure out his feet and just left.
Yeah.
So it's probably easier for him to just say nothing and just dip. So we have a funeral scene for Norman.
I mean, this all could have been avoided if he just quickly said, wait, just saying. But then we wouldn't have a series.
Yeah, exactly. So there's now we have a funeral for Mr. Osborn. And Harry's like, I'm gonna kill that son of a bitch.
Bye.
And Peter's like,
he just said, bye.
Fuck. So Mary Jane, Peter finally gets what he wants. Mary Jane says, I love you, kisses him, and he's like,
nah.
No, I like
bullshit.
I like guys.
Ah, but you can't like guys, Peter. It's not 2019 yet. It's not acceptable yet.
But in all seriousness, he's like, I can't. I can't. I can't tell you why, but I can't. And then
bye.
He leaves, and MJ's like,
wait a cotton picking minute.
And he gives this monologue about...
He kisses like Superman!
And he gives this monologue about how this is his gift. This is his curse. Who am I? I'm
the human spider.
I fucking hate you. It's actually a pretty cool ending scene of him just swinging through the city. And that's that.
Cut the Nickelback!
Exactly. Yeah, so that is Spider-Man. This movie is very iconic.
I love it.
And
I absolutely love it.
Honestly, though, I'm gonna say this. Along with something like Lion King, this might be one of the most important films for me as a film guy.
It's a perfect superhero movie. It's got a beginning, middle, and end.
It has a complete story. It doesn't contradict itself. It's not all over the
place. And it doesn't try to introduce something like, oh, here's something for a sequel. Huh.
And the movie is very well paced. It's extremely well paced.
It's a quick 2 hours.
Oh yeah, and you really get to know the characters in it, especially Peter Parker. He's I mean, it's a Spider movie, so obviously he's the one they're going to focus on.
Absolutely.
And you have a great first villain in Green Goblin.
You start out swinging.
You have a great supporting cast crew with Aunt May, Harry, and Mary Jane.
Yeah.
And everything just flows together nicely, and you could clearly tell they were putting building blocks in for a franchise, but it's not.
Oh, absolutely, but they weren't just like,
Oh, hey, look, there's Thanos. Like,
it's not modern comic book movie logic. Like, you don't need to constantly throw Easter eggs or just like sequel baiting.
Like, yeah, you could see that they're going somewhere with Harry. They name dropped Eddie, so you could assume Venom's showing up at some point.
Yeah, but it's not really in your face about it, and it's not the main focus.
And honestly, if you blink and you miss the Eddie line, you wouldn't even think about it.
Absolutely.
It's kind of like it's subtle, and I appreciate that. Whereas modern, like as much as I
Even
love the
Marvel from the beginning wasn't subtle about it.
as much as I love the Infinity Saga, generally speaking, they are very much. Oh, we're setting up Thanos. Look here, Thanos.
We're setting up a universe.
I mean, to be fair, they were the only ones that actually did it.
Look, here's Doctor Strange. I'm like, okay, why is he staying here to help us?
To be fair, MCU is the only one that built the universe correctly compared to.
I mean, yeah, but still, it's just like, oh, here's an Iron Man came out. Okay, Tony, why don't you get off your ass and stop Michael Keaton? This movie will be over in like 5 minutes. No, you want to just parade around in India? Okay.
If Iron Man was actually in in Homecoming, there would be no movie because he would just be like, "All right, Vulture's a low level guy to me."
Yeah, that's the big issue. With the shared universe, like you could easily wrap any of this shit up.
Yeah,
in these solo movies.
Mm-hmm. But this movie.
Oh, here comes Aldrich Edward Nigma Killian. I'll just handle this myself. Like, where's Captain America? Where's Thor? Where's Hulk? Yeah, come on. Oh no, Hulk's gonna be my therapist.
Yeah, that's yeah.
An issue. Whereas this, Spider-Man's the only one.
Yeah,
it really is a.
You could tell Sony actually cared when this movie came out. Nowadays,
well,
yeah. I mean, we're making Morbius.
What's the bigger picture?
Oh God. God.
It's literally franchise it.
Whereas this is, you could watch this as a standalone and not watch any of the sequels. And
honestly, you could just say, all right, done. Nothing else. Solid movie, perfect, complete story.
Yeah. There's no setup for anything. It's just cool. This is our story.
Yeah.
Front to back, it's done.
It's a complete story.
If you want more, there's a sequel.
Yeah, it sucks he doesn't get the girl and his friend's is bitter, but Spider-Man.
There you go. So this is our season 2 finale from us here at From the Shelf.
Yes.
We will be back next year with what movie, Anthony?
Spider-Man 2.
We're coming back. We're starting season 3 with Spider-Man 2. All right, let's go.
Let's go.
All right, guys.
It's a Spider-Thon.
I hope you guys have a happy new year. Thank you so much for listening to us for the last, what has it been, year now?
An hour.
I meant in general.
Oh, yeah, a year.
Thank you guys so much for everything you do for us, and we will be back next year. Take care.